What is going on, everybody? It is Big L here, and today bringing you something a little bit different. My camera's off. I'm bringing something a little bit different to the channel. For those of you in the WPF, you know that we just had a random word tournament. And I've kind of been I'm trying to get back into making the content. I'll be going to days after this next week. So I'm trying to get back into making the content, back into streaming and stuff like that. So I figured this would be a fun little video I could put together. And just kind of show how the random word tournament went. So for those of you who are curious, maybe you weren't in WPF, maybe you're like, random word tournament, what do you mean? So I kind of stole this idea from Shady Penguin. If you watch his channel, they've kind of been doing like we generate a random word and like you have to go catch mons that have the letters of that word. I'm gonna put my phone on silent here just a second. And I was like, you know what? This sounds like a pretty interesting idea for a tournament. We could just generate a random 6-letter word, and you use the first letter of Pokemon's names to match. You match the first letter of Pokemon with the letters of that word. I think that sounds like pretty fun time. So I came up with the idea. T4U and a couple other people helped me put it together. We came up with a few rules. One Uber per team. And we played on NatDex Unrestricted on the sports server. I think I had to play one game on Anything Goes on regular Showdown, but it's the same. As long as no one breaks the rules, it's fine. But we had the rules. Basically, it was one Uber per team, and we banned a few things. We banned Arceus. We banned like primals because we were allowing Mega Evolution. We banned the primals. We banned. What else did we ban? I'm trying to think of what else we banned. I know there was a few other things we banned. I'm pretty sure. Oh, any AG mons. So we banned Mega Rayquaza or Rayquaza, however you say it, and we banned Zacian Crown. That's it. I knew there was something else we banned. But I'm trying to remember. So here's my first matchup here is against Pablo. His word was buffet. So you see Blissey, Urshifu, Ferrothorn, Florges, Eternatus, and Talonflame. My word was degree. Yeah, first round I get 3 E's. But I figured I could make it work. I used Ditto, Eternatus, Gigalith, Rotom Wash, Excadrill, and Espeon. So I gave myself Excadrill and Sand, which I thought could be pretty cool. So we go ahead. He leads with the Urshifu. I made sure that it was Urshifu single. It was Urshifu rapid, because otherwise he would have had to make some changes. Because I'm 99% sure Urshifu single is Ubers, but he had the Eternatus. So, but he said no, we're good. So he goes for U-turn out into the Blissey as I go for the Volt Switch. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go into Gigalith. I don't think this Blissey can really do anything to me. As he goes into Ferrothorn, I get my Stealth Rocks up because I think Stealth Rocks will be good to really help me wear down the Eternatus, help me wear down the Florges long term. I go for a Body Press. I just want to see what this thing wants to do. And I see that it is Iron Barb's Rocky Helmet as he just gets up his own Stealth Rocks. I'm gonna go out and do Eternatus because I'm pretty sure this thing can't hurt me. He goes for the knockoff, which is annoying. Here goes my Black Sludge. I am a pretty evil set, but I can't touch this Ferrothorn, but he doesn't know that. I'm kind of hoping I can scare him out. Maybe make him think I have Flamethrower. And I do scare him. He goes into Florges. And I go for the Recover just because I was worn down. And here I go ahead and go for the Cosmic Power. This thing can't touch me. He goes for the Wish. As I'm just like, I'm going to Cosmic Power up right in this thing's face. I see no reason not to. So I'm +2/+2. He goes out into the Ferrothorn, gets it healed up. And as you can see, my whole team, I have nothing for Ferrothorn. So I just need to kind of play a war of attrition and just kind of just wear this thing down. That's kind of where I'm at. I go for another Cosmic Powers. He goes for a T-Wave, which is kind of annoying. And then he goes out into his own Eternatus, which I found kind of strange. I go for a Dragon Pulse, and I reveal that I'm basically not an offensive set at all. Because I get a nice little chunk of damage off on his Eternatus, which is cool. And he goes for the max cannon. It does very little, and I knock out his Eternatus with another Dragon Pulse. So we're avoiding the paras. We're doing pretty good. As he goes out into his Urshifu, I know that even though they're crits, they're still resisted, and I'm really, really strong, really, really bulky. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and just go for a Sludge Bomb, get some big damage off on this thing. At this point, I was thinking to myself, Eternatus, you've kind of done your job, but he switches out, which is cool with me. He goes out into the Blissey. I'm thinking I can go ahead and use this as a chance to recover up, as he just goes for the S-Toss. I'm gonna leave myself. I'm pretty sure I just try to get myself as healed up as possible. This game is a little bit grindy, a little bit stally. I'm just thinking maybe I can wear this thing down because I don't want to switch anything in on a Seismic Toss. I get fully parried there, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna speed this up here. I'm just recovering. I'm trying to pressure stall him out at this point. Because I know if S-Toss is all he has, he can't really do anything to me. So I get full parried, and we're just doing this for a little while. Nothing super exciting here. Again, I'm just pressure stalling out his Blissey. That's essentially what's going on here. Seismic Toss, I know he can't hurt me. Sludge Bomb, I can't hurt him either. I'm doing 0 because it's a Blissey. And I'm just recovering. Just kind of wearing him out of his Seismic Tosses. And we get the poison, which will just help us wear him down. I mean, he'll have natural cure, so it's not going to matter long term. But it'll still wear him down. Make him not be able to stay in. And now he's out of Seismic Tosses, which is awesome. And he has Heal Bell as well. Which we find out. And he goes back out into Ferrothorn, which again, we know can't break me. I'm going out. I go for this. He goes for the Gyro Ball. It does very little. So I'm just going to hyper fast this. This goes back and forth. Yeah, I just basically let Eternatus sit here for a very long time because I know he can't break me. When something changes, oh, here we go. I go out into the Rotom. He goes out into the Florges. I defog. I want my rocks gone. I don't want rocks up on my side. He goes for the Wish out into the Ferrothorn, which again, I had just spent time trying to get worn down, and it's back to full health. I mean, I liked where I was at as far as overall where I was at in the game, but this Ferrothorn, I can't touch it. I have nothing on my team that can touch it. I go back out into Eternatus, thinking I need to pressure stall it because that's essentially all I can do to it. He goes into the Florges as I just go for a Cosmic Power. I think he was probably trying to catch the Dragon Pulse. And I go for the Sludge Bomb to get a nice chunk of damage off on Florges. Here, I think I go for a Cosmic Power, or I go for another Sludge Bomb. That's right. And so we waste his we waste that Wish, which is really, really nice. So here I just go for a Sludge Bomb on the Florges. He gets up a Wish. Here he goes. He shows the Protect, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So again, if he's gonna sit here, I'm happy to pressure stall him out. But so we just go to he goes for a Moonblast. It does very, very little. So again, kind of stally. I'm gonna speed it up again. He goes out into the Blissey, which we know it can't attack. So I switch out into Rotom because I think I want to, which is a really good play there on his part, going for the Toxic. But I go for the Defog, and I'm just gonna I go out into this. I want to trick it a Choice Specs because I want him to be choice locked. And so now he's locked into Wish. I don't know why he decided to stay in here. But he goes out into the Ferrothorn as I go for a Shadow Ball. Was kind of hoping for a Spadef drop, but I didn't get it. Have to switch out into the Eternatus. This is literally the only thing I can switch in on the Ferrothorn. As he goes back out into the Florges as I recover. And here I know he has to go for something. And he just goes for the I don't know what he goes for, but we get the KO. He goes for dual wing beat with the Talon Flame. I didn't understand that play either, but we get fully paired. It does very little. We go for the Dragon Pulse. We know that's a 2-hit KO as he roosts. But again, I get fully paired. The full pairs are not being kind to me this time around. And this time, this is his best chance to knock out the Eternatus. But we break through. We get the recover off. Yeah, that was his best chance to knock out the Eternatus. So I'm just going to speed it up again. And as you can see me saying over here, I think if we do this again, Eternatus is going to be banned. Because, yeah, Eternatus is stupid. And yes, if we do this again, I'm fairly certain Eternatus is going to be banned. But we do the Dragon Pulse. This is just, again, goes back and forth. This game was kind of stally. This game was not super entertaining. But here's this again. We know that we've gotten rid of the Wish Passer, so I think I'm just going for things to just let the Fairthorn die. I was letting the Eternatus die there because I knew I just wanted to get this thing worn down as much as I could and I could take it out. But that was round 1 against Pablo. So GG's to Pablo. We get a 5-0 win. And on to the next one. And in this one, I get the word legend. As you can see, I brought Lando T, I brought Exploud, I brought Galvantula, I brought Entei, I brought Necrozma Duskmane, and I brought Mega Diancie. While Broke had the word Apathy, I believe. He's got his Pokemon out of order. But he's got Altaria, which turns out to be a Mega Altaria. He's got Palossand, Araquanid, Heatran, Yveltal, and Tornti. So let's get into this one. I'm pretty sure I lead Galvantula because I want webs. Oh, crap. Pretty sure I lead Galvantula because I want webs, and that's exactly what happens. And we see that he is the Mega Altaria, and he goes for the Dragon Dance, which is very problematic. I'm like, I got to get out of here. And I'm like, I was looking at calcs. I was actually calcing. And I was like, okay, Necrozma lives one, and I definitely OHKO back with Sunsteel Strike. He goes for the Earthquake. We knew we lived that. It pops our weakness policy. And we go for the Sunsteel Strike and just decimate that thing. He goes into the Heatran. I didn't have anything for it. Yeah, I switched out into Entei, predicting a fire move as he goes for the Defog. We go for the Stone Edge and we just destroy that thing. I am Choice Banded Entei. Choice Banded Entei is very strong. Whenever I saw, if I remember right, Stone Edge was the last move I put on Entei. So whenever I saw 3 flying types, which not technically Altaria, since it ended up being Mega, I was like, thank God I went with Stone Edge as my last move. The Torn goes down. He goes out into the Palossand. I go into Lando, predicting a ground move as he goes for the Shadow Ball, which was a really, really good play on his part. I believe I go for knockoff here. Yep, I go for knockoff here to get rid of its leftovers as he goes for the Giga Drain. I don't want Lando to go down here, so I just U-turn. And I go out into the Exploud as he goes for Shore Up. I am Scrappy with Choice Specs. This thing is very strong. Boom Burst. Goodbye, Palossand. He brings out the Heatran. He goes for the Eruption. I was fully expecting Exploud to go down here. I was like, okay, Exploud, you got to get a kill. I'm proud of you. But we got a little chip off on the Heatran too. So, and he switches out. I don't know I don't understand why he did that, but I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead. At this point, I was like, I'm clicking Boom Burst until I die. I am Choice Specs Boom Burst. And he lets me get a lot of damage off on the Araquanid. I know I'm faster. I go for another Boom Burst. Exploud with 2 kills. Exploud. 2 kills. So he goes out into the Heatran. And he goes for the Flash Can. At this point, I'm pretty sure he's Scarf. And he goes for out into the Yveltal. I'm pretty sure I go for the knockoff here. Yeah, because I wanted to get rid of the thing's choice item. He goes for we get rid of his heavy duty boots. At this point, I don't know. I just go for a U-turn. Yeah. I go for the U-turn. I go out into Diancie. I go for the Diamond Storm. Thought that would kill, but it didn't. He goes out into the Heatran. I know this thing is Scarf. I go out into the Lando. anticipating, and I wanted to see what he wanted. Wanted to see what he went for. If he went for something like an Earth Power on the Diancie or a Flash Cannon, I knew I could go out into my Entei, however you want to call it. And so he goes for Fire Blast. I think I went into this to confirm the Scarf. No, I'm Sash. That's right. I'm Sash. I go out into this and I go for the Volt Switch. I think I needed the damage to make it so Stone Edge killed. Like to guarantee the KO on the Stone Edge. And so here I just go for the Stone Edge. We get the KO on Heatran. He goes out into Veltal. We're faster. We get the Stone Edge off and we get the win. So that was the quarterfinals against I'm Broke. We get a nice 4-0 win. And moving on, we play good friend T4U. I got the word module. I have Mega Metagross, Orbeetle, Dracovish, Umbreon, Latios, and Electros. He got the word Stroll. So he has Shaman Sky, Tapu Lele, Rotom Wash, Obstagoon, Latias, and Lycanroc Dusk. Now, a little bit different thing with this battle. I recorded it live in call. We were live in call together, just kind of like get a little trash talk going. I thought it'd be a cool idea for a video, but I messed up during the recording. I scrolled down at one point on the on sports while we were playing, and I didn't go back up. I didn't double check the recording, and the top part, like where you see your opponent's HP, was messed up. I had some sound issues. Like I had a song playing in the background, and I didn't realize beforehand. I didn't even realize they were like halfway through the battle that it was literally like a 45-50 second loop of just the same thing going on, and I changed it midway through, and I was like, you know what, I don't think this is that good of a video. But let me know down below if you're watching this, if you want me to release that video, because it was fun. It was a lot of fun, me and T4U in chat together while playing a game, and it's something I kind of would like to do more going forward. Maybe if I'm playing a game that doesn't really have playoff implications in a league or something like that. But let me know if that's something that you want me to release, even though I can tell you that the quality isn't that great, and it's all my fault. The content itself is really good. Me and T4U talking a little trash talk back and forth. It was really fun, and this battle is really, really close. So I was really bummed out that the quality of the video didn't turn out like I wanted it, like I was hoping, and that's why I didn't release it. So let me know down below in the comments if you want me to release that video. So we'll get into it. I'm pretty sure I lead Eel, because I'm like, you know what? If he leads anything except Obstagoon, Eel's a good matchup, and he does lead the Obstagoon. So I'm like, okay, I want to see what he goes for. He goes for the knockoff. He gets rid of my Assault Vest. I go for my own knockoff here, and I see that he's Choice Scarf, so I'm like, okay, he's Choice Scarf, so maybe he's Defiant and not Guts, which would be cool with me because I didn't bring an Intimidator. I thought really hard about bringing Landorus again because I do think Landorus is just really, really good. He goes for the Parting Shot, so here I'm just like, okay, I don't know what this Rotom thinks it's going to be able to do to me. It goes back into Obstagoon as I go for the Toxic. And I guess Protect to see what he wants to go for. And he reveals that he does have the Close Combat, which is very unfortunate because I don't switch into this thing well. He goes for the Parting Shot. I was like, I'm pretty sure I go for a Wish here. Yeah, I go for the Wish. I'm pretty sure I thought that there was nothing he could go for that could KO me. And here I was like, okay, this is a Lele. I don't switch into this Pokemon at all. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and go out into the Metagross, and that calc immediately lets me know that this thing is Choice Specs. He has a Choice Specs Tapu Lele, which is ridiculously strong, but Megatron is in the Mega Metagross, and I had my Wish up, so I take no damage essentially. So here we go for the Meteor Mash. It hits, no attack boost because, never lucky. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Zen Headbutt. If he's got Will-O-Wisp, then he's got Will-O-Wisp. That's really unfortunate. But looking at his team, I don't think Mega Metagross is that great. So I'm like, if it gets Will-O-Wisp, if he has Will-O-Wisp, he has Will-O-Wisp. But he has T-Wave, which is really unfortunate. So here, I switch out into Umbreon as he Volt Switches. I do have Heal Bell on this Umbreon. I was kind of hoping he would just go for like a Discharge or something, or maybe even a Hex. Since he did bring the T-Wave. But he goes out into the Obstagoon. Here, I see Protect as a no drawback play, just because he is toxic. I need to wear this thing down. As he goes into the Shaman Sky, he goes for Air Slash. I flinch. I'm like, yay, this is fun. I go for Protect to try to get a little HP back. And I go out to Eel, even though I don't have my Assault Vest anymore, it's still a resisted hit, and maybe I can, get a move off. I had something on this that could hit Shame. I don't remember what it was. But he Air Slash kills me. So here I go into Dracovish, and I reveal that I am Choice Scarfed with Ice Fang. He was really debating here if I was gonna be Choice Scarf or Choice Band. But I had to go for the Ice Fang here. I couldn't go for anything else. I thought about going for Fish's Friend, predicting, maybe the, I don't know what he would go for. He had nothing that he could switch in, essentially. But I thought maybe he would trade. He would let this go down. I didn't think he'd let this go down, but I was like, I got to go for Ice Fang. I can't risk it because Fish's Friend didn't kill this. And we get the KO, and he goes out into the Rotom. I have to switch because I am choice locked. He goes out into the Rotom. I go into Metagross. He Volt Switches. I can't stay in. And I go out into Latios. This set is very bad. It's a very, very bad Latios set. He goes into Lele. I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball. This set was Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Recover, and Stored Power. It was a really, really, really bad set. So I go for Shadow Ball. He goes for Moonblast and just deletes me. But that's fine. I get some good damage off on this, and now I know he's in Fish's Friend range. I can just go out into Dracovish. I click Fish's Friend and something dies. Essentially. Boom. He lets the Rotom go down, which I'm perfectly fine with. He goes into Latios. I have to go into Orbeetle. And I see that he is Mega, which kind of confused me, but we discussed it in the video. I was like, oh, I thought the Mega Latios were Ubers. And he was like, no, Mega Latios was. Mega Latios was not. So, it's fair. He reveals the Calm Mind, and the Mystical Fire does very little to me. I don't care about that. I get a U-turn crit, which is cool. I go out into Umbreon, planning on trying to Heal Bell. I think I wanted to Heal Bell this, or did I go for Toxic? I went for Toxic. That was probably my only chance to Heal Bell. My last move on this is Heal Bell. That would have been my only chance to Heal Bell, but then this kind of became a game of sacks for a little while. He brings in Lele, he gets a kill, and then I bring in Dracovish and I get a kill. It's kind of like, a pick your sack competition. I go for Protect just to see what he locks himself into. Maybe he'll make a mistake and lock himself into Psychic or Psyshock, and then I can just go ahead and bring in Orbeetle. But no, he makes the smart decision. He locks himself into Moonblast. But I'm also seeing it as no drawback play because, I can get a little bit of health. I can wear him down a little bit with toxic damage. I go out into Metagross. He clicks Moonblast, and it's a roll to KO me. I go for Bullet Punch. Like I'm someone who didn't use Psychic Terrain in a VGC league for an entire season. And yeah, I did it dumb. Because I knew, based on the roll, I had a chance to live. But I knew Bullet Punch would KO. But obviously protected by Psychic Terrain. And he does KO with Moonblast anyway. So even if I had gone for Meteor Mash, it wouldn't have mattered. He would have gotten the roll to kill me anyway. So it didn't matter. Here I go into Dracovish. I go for Ice Fang because I didn't want him to maybe switch in Latios. Here he goes Obstagoon. I have to go Umbreon as he just goes for Facade. He has no reason to not go for Facade at this point. I go for Protect here. Again, it's a no drawback play. He goes for the Facade again. And he's taking up toxic damage. Now here, I go for the double protect. Basically because if I had gotten the double protect, I would have had a chance to live another Facade. It would have given me a roll in my favor to live another Facade, and I didn't switch into it. So I go for the double protect, and also the toxic damage is starting to rack up on this. So I had a chance, if I'd gotten that double protect, that I could have potentially 1v1 to this Obstagoon with my Umbreon. But I didn't get the double protect, which is fine. He kills me with the Facade. And here, I have to go Dracovish. I have to click Vicious Friend. As he goes Latios, I'm just like, I have to go Vicious Friend. At this point, I'm pretty sure I lost. I'll just continue going for Vicious Friend as he goes for Roost. And I'm pretty sure at this point, I had resigned myself to losing this game. But I was also thinking that he was going to have Draco Meteor or something. And he goes for a Calm Mind. I know based off of how much that Mystical Fire did to me last time that he probably didn't kill me. So I just clicked U-turn here. And I basically am between, do I go for Crunch or do I go for Ice Fang? Crunch can lower defense. Ice Fang can freeze or flinch. I decide to lock into Crunch to fish for the defense drop. And he goes for Stored Power. He shows that he doesn't have a Dragon move to hit me. So he goes out into the Lycanroc. And this is where Orbeetle being able to live was huge, because now I have a sack. He reveals these Choice Band, and he goes for the Excel Rock. And we go out into Dracovish. He does not get a crit. And we Vicious Friend, and we come from behind and get the win. That was a really, really close game. Really, really fun game in the semifinals. And it's always fun whenever I get a chance to battle T for you. I think we've only battled twice, and both games have been super close. And even though this one is less competitive and more for fun. And so we go on to the finals. And in the finals, we are taking on Waka. I got the word Wander. W is not that great of a letter. You basically get like Wailord, Weavile, Whimsicott, and that's about it. So I went with Whimsicott, Aerodactyl. My Aerodactyl is Mega. Regular Necrozma, because we agreed, like, no, before, like, in the Discord, we agreed to not bring certain Pokemon. I got no Eternatus, no Necrozma Duskmane. I think there was something else. No Mega Mewtwo, I think was another one that we agreed to. But I brought regular Necrozma. I brought Dialga, Entei, and Raikou. He brought if you look at his team, you see, oh, he has no Uber, and then there's a Mega Lucario. Incineroar, Slowking, Torntea, Eel, and the Nidoking. Now, if you don't know, Waka is the single-handedly the biggest Glowking fan in the universe. Waka is the biggest fan of Galarian Slowking in the known universe. I thought for sure whenever I saw S on his team that thing was coming. He brought regular Slowking, which is also good, just not as good. But I thought for sure that thing was coming. So I go ahead and lead Raikou. I believe I am Choice Specs? Question mark. Pretty sure I'm Choice Specs. As he leads the Eel. I'm just gonna go ahead and Scald. I look at his team. The only thing he has that really wants to switch into a Scald is Slowking, which isn't coming in on a Raikou. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for a Scald. As he goes for a U-turn, I get the burn, which is fortunate, and he goes into the Lucario. Now, what I'm thinking here, I'm thinking one of two things. One, this thing is scary. Two, I can't let it set up for free. Like, if this thing is This thing could be Swords Dance. It could be Nasty Plot. I'm pretty sure Lucario gets Nasty Plot. And I can't let this thing set up for free. Can't do it. So I just have to stay in. I'm just gonna stay in. I'm gonna click Scald because I cannot let this thing set up for free. He megas. I click Scald, and we get a burn, which is awesome. He does reveal that he's physical, and he goes for the close combat. So getting a burn off on that thing, I think we made the right decision, even if we wouldn't have gotten the burn, to wear this thing down, and we don't give it a chance to set up for free. Because yeah, a +2 Mega Lucario, you just die. Like, everything just dies to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for another Scald, and we get a nice little piece of chip off on the Electros. I'm gonna go ahead and switch out here into the Entei, because I'm pretty sure this thing isn't gonna be able to do anything to me. Entei is again choice banded. I go for Stone Edge and I miss, which is very unfortunate because it would have killed that thing. He comes out into Incineroar and he forgets about Inner Focus. So I go for a Stone Edge. We get a nice chunk of damage off on the Slowking. I don't want to risk my Entei because if you look at his team, he does not switch into it very well. And I am the sub protect Leech Seed variant of Whimsicott. So I wanted this Whimsicott to just be the most annoying thing in the world. But I saw that Moonblast could KO this, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to play around with anything. I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Moonblast and get rid of that absolute monster. He goes into Torn. I'm like, okay, if he goes for a knockoff, it shouldn't be able to break my sub. If he goes for Hurricane, I can just sub and protect until he misses whenever I go for a sub, and I'm free to pretty much just go for a Leech Seed after that anytime. We see the U-turn doesn't break my sub, which is perfect. Here, I'm just like, I'm going to go ahead and go for Protect. Let this burn wear him down a little bit. And I'm just like, I'm going to go for a Moonblast because he's just going to get out of here. There was no point in me going for the Leech Seed there. And here he goes for Nidoking. I Protect because I want to see what he wants to go for. And he makes a really good play and goes for the Stealth Rocks. I go ahead and Leech Seed because I don't switch in on this thing. Like, I don't switch in on this thing at all. So I go into Aerodactyl, and I'm just like, okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and Mega here. I don't think he lets this thing go down. I'm gonna Mega and go for the Home Claws. Oh no, I did just go for the Earthquake. I thought I went for the Home Claws there. I think here I go for the Home Claws because I look it up, and based on damage that this thing has taken, a Scald won't kill me. And he goes for the Scald. It doesn't kill me. He doesn't get the burn. And here, I believe I go for the dual wing beat. And yep. So we KO the Electros. Here he goes out in the Slowking again. I go for the Stone Edge because I wanted to get as much damage off on it as possible. And a crit would kill. I'm pretty sure if I got that crit there, I just won the game there. He goes for the Scald. Knocks me out, which is fair. I go out into Dialga. As he goes into the Incin, I think I click Hyper Voice here. Yeah, I had Hyper Voice because I'm that guy that brings Hyper Voice Dialga. And I go for the Earth Power. We get the KO. He goes back out into this. I go for Draco because I saw on the calcs that it KO'd. He goes out into Nidoking, and this is where we get to reveal that we are Assault Vest Dialga. I knew I lived this. And I knew that I would do, even at -2 special attack, I knew that Earth Power would do a lot to that thing. So, I'm free to just go out into Raikou, and I could Scald for free. He Dynamaxed because he knew the game was over. And so I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and leave this in. I go into Crozma just to kind of show off the set. I was a Rock Polish. I was a Rock Polish. I think I had, Moonlight, Photon Geyser, and what was my fourth move? I don't know what my fourth move was. And he gets a crit Hurricane to knock me out. I go out into my guy here. He misses the Hurricane. We get the Stone Edge KO, and we are the WPF Random Word Champions. So that was it. It was a fun little thing. Even though my rust from barely having played any Pokemon for some time, we still know how to play a little bit of Pokemon. but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to play this. This was a good time. Um, and GG's to Pablo, Broke, T4U, and Waka. We had a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone who participated in the WPF and the WPF Random Word Tournament. And I definitely think it's something we'd like to do again. We've already talked about things we're going to ban going forward. Things like Necrozma Duskmane, things like Eternatus. Yeah, those things. There are things that need to be banned that were not banned. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. And again, let me know down below if you want that video that me and T4U recorded of our battle. Like I said, the video quality isn't good, so that's why I never uploaded it. But let me know if you guys want me to upload it, and I will. Let me know down below. If I get a couple comments and say, hey, upload that, I'll go ahead and upload it. Should be, because it is a fun video. It was really fun to record. And as you saw, it was a very, very close battle. So that'll do it for me, guys. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. The content will be coming back because I have one more week. This is Sunday. I'm recording this on Sunday. So next week is my last week on third shift, and I'm taking next Thursday off too. So I have 3 more nights that I'm working third shift, and after that, I'm on days. And I'm on cloud 9. I'll be very, very happy. And you guys will be happy to know we will have more draft content coming because we are defending our YCL VGC title. That's right. YCL VGC is coming back. The draft started today. I've made my first pick. It's nothing broken. It's nothing broken like I had the last couple times we played draft. But it's very good. It's a very good Pokemon. But that'll be coming back. It's a very short season this time around. But we'll get into that whenever I do the draft recap video for that. But just be excited for that. We are bringing you more YCL VGC Wi-Fi content. Kind of say goodbye to Sword and Shield because Sword and Shield has been... People kind of give Sword and Shield hate. I think Sword and Shield has been a very good game for content. Very good game for draft. I don't hate Dynamax as much as a lot of people do. I think it's a good VGC mechanic. Yes, it should not ever be allowed in any kind of serious singles competitive format ever because it's broken in singles. But in VGC, I think it's a pretty fun gimmick. Again, topic for another video. But that'll do it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. We will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.